everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about making your own paper flowers. I was recently in one of the UK's biggest craft stores and I was astounded at what they were charging for a pack of 20 pre-made flowers. And I just thought, you know what? I can make just as good myself and store them. I'm not paying that price. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd absolutely love if you could hit the subscribe button and help my channel grow. And if you enjoyed this video or find it useful, please also remember to hit the thumbs up button. So, as I just mentioned, I was in one of the biggest craft stores in the UK recently, and I thought what they were charging for a pack of 20 pre-made flowers was absolutely disgusting. And I don't know about you, but with the prices all going up for fuel and energy recently, I just do not have the money for expensive embellishments. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made these ones. Now, for obvious reasons, like I don't want to be sued, I'm not naming the craft store I was in. Neither can I show you the picture of their display that I took to then come home and make these flowers myself, because I have kind of replicated what was on their display, but if I showed you the picture it would be really obvious where I was. So we're not going to go into that, we're just going to recreate the flowers that I saw in their store. So these are basically what I saw. These are my prototypes. So we have this little one here that kind of looks like a star anise. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Then we have this one here. Now these ones were in a pack of 20. They were about £2.75 for 20, and they were just varying different shades of pinks. There were no other colours in there, just varying different shades of pink. I can do that really easily and make 20 really quickly, so I don't need to spend £2.75. Then we have this one here. Kind of makes me think of a love heart on the petals. Then we have these three here. Now these three, I will cover off why I've done 3 of these when we get to this flower, but they're super easy to make. Again, they were in a pack of, I think it was all white flowers. Now these ones I believe had leaves with them, but I'm not big on making leaves, so I'm just doing the basic flower today. If you want to add leaves, you can do. Then we have this one. I wouldn't personally have bought this even if it had been a reasonable price, because it's not my kind of thing, but because I'm replicating what I saw, I just thought we'd give it a go. And then we have my favourite. We have this one. I've been making these actually for quite some time, but I absolutely love them. So that's what we're going to do today. Now the great thing about making these yourself is that if you have got an evening where you want to make something and you're sitting there going, I don't actually know what I want to make, maybe you've walked into your craft space and you're just a bit overwhelmed by everything you're looking at, you can stick a movie on Netflix and sit and make flowers. You'll soon have a large stash of flowers that you can then pop in a box and keep till you need it, because the whole point of pre-made flowers is you keep them till you need them. Surely if you bought them in the shop, you'd keep them till you need them. Same difference here. So I keep mine in this little plastic box. When I got this box, it was in a stack with several other bigger boxes, and I looked at this and thought, what on earth am I ever going to keep in there? Guess what? I now use it for flowers. This gets emptied really quickly as well. I use these all the time. So if I'm ever feeling like I want to make something and I don't know what to make, I'll sit and make a load of flowers. Now also, I do understand that there are some craft shops out there that do sell reasonably priced flowers. I think you can get like a pack of 10 in some other stores for like £1 or something, but not everyone has those shops near them. So let's jump in, let's make these flowers. To do this, you are going to need a die cutting machine. We're going to start with the little star anise one here. All the dies I'm using today have come from Papercraft Society boxes. So the first kit I have pulled out is this one here. This is the card making magic box 6, and I have used this die here. So in this kit there was a small one and a medium one. I've used the medium one, and I have cut this out of white cardstock. So I have pre-cut these as well for speed, because I wanted to show you just how quick it is to make these. So I have a flower tool here. If you haven't got one of these, you'd be able to use like anything round, basically hard and round, so maybe like a rubber on the end of a pencil, something like that. Anything you can put in your hand and do this with. So if we have a look at this one, how they had done it was they had kind of rounded the petals and then pushed the flower down. So I've cut my shape out. I'm going to flip it over onto the back of my hand. I'm going to use my flower tool, and I'm literally just in the palm of my hand rubbing slightly on that widest part of the petal, but on the back, and this will create my curve backwards like so. And I'm going to flip it back over so it kind of looks like a spider. We're going to round off in the middle, which doesn't take long, and then we're just going to push the very tips of the petals so that they kind of flick up a little bit like that. And then they had used a little gem on there, so I've got my gems handy as well. So here are my gems, and I'm also going to be adding a dollop of glue into the middle of the flower, because what I will say is the ones in this craft store look like the gems, or as we progress, the little balls in the middle, they kind of look like they'd fall off really, really easily. So I just think you're putting these on a project, you want to make sure they're going to stay put. Just add a little bit of glue into the middle like that, and then put your gem on top. That way you can be sure that it's going to stay put no matter what. There we go. So that's the first one done. Wouldn't take very long to do 20 of those, 40 of those, 60 of those, just sitting watching something on Netflix. So we'll put that aside to dry. Next we're going to make this one here, which I have said it's not my favourite, but we're going to make it anyway just to show you how easy it is to do. So I'm sticking with the Papercraft Society box number 6 from Card Making Magic, and this time I'm going to be using this die here. So this is the medium size one. There's the small, medium, large. We're using the medium size one if you have this box. If you don't have these boxes, you can absolutely use what you do have. Now for this one, I have used some of my 10 by 10 paper pads to cut out the paper we're using. So I literally just cut the paper into strips and then layer it on top of each other, because obviously you can cut more than one piece of paper at a time, and that way you're able to batch make the flowers because you get multiple flowers per cut. So here is just one of the pieces of paper die cut. So we're going to flip it over again, and we are going to just run our ball tool over the back of the petals just like this. Then we're going to flip it over, and we are going to now push gently on the petals and make them go into almost like a heart shape that is sticking up slightly like so. And then I'm going to flick it back over, and we're going to push in the middle because we want it standing up like that. Okay, next what we need is a really small little round ball. So I have this box here that I filled with some little pearl beads that I got from the pound shop, and I'm going to use the smallest ones. And I'm going to actually put the glue directly onto the little ball. Don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit. And then I'm just going to carefully place that on the top. And then once that's dry, we'll just re-go over those petals, but for now we're going to put it off to the side. So we're going to stay with that same die and same Papercraft Society box to make this one here. So all we're going to need is a die cut piece. So you just flick it over again, and we're going to slightly round off the petals. I'm just going across the widest part with my ball tool, and then we're going to flick it over and we're going to push down into the center just like that, and just roll it around a little bit like so. We're going to grab another pearl ball. Again, I've gone with one of my smallest ones, and I'm going to do exactly the same again and put the glue directly onto the ball. Just like that. I'm just going to pop that into the center of the flower, and we'll move that off to the side to dry. So now we're on to my 3 favourite flowers. So I think we're going to start with these ones here. Now in the shop, these were literally just white flowers. And they had like a gold ball in the middle, but that looked like it was going to fall off really quickly. So what I've done is I have used 2 different Nouveau drops on the white ones for my centres. So first of all, I used Dandelion Yellow, which is a crystal drop, and then for the other one I actually used my glitter drops, and this is Yellow Bird, and I think they look really, really pretty. I kind of felt like the embossing from the die got lost from a distance on these, so I've also cut it out of just a pale pink piece of scrap card, and I feel like it holds up a little bit better. Again, I've used the glitter drop on that one, and I think they look really, really pretty. I'm going to make lots of these, but just for this video we're just going to make a couple. So in the shop, their ones of these did have the embossed lines on, which is why I made sure to find a die that had embossed lines on it. And the die I have used comes from box number 22 from Papercraft Society, which was by Ruth McKay McCartan. And I have to say, this is my most used die for making flowers at the moment, because I used this one here, which technically is supposed to be part of a sunflower, I think, but this works perfectly for these flowers. So as you can see, it has really pretty detail on the leaves, and it also has the embossed lines on. Now the ones in the shop that I saw had this exact same pattern around their leaves, and they had the embossing, so that's why I've chosen this die. If you don't have this one, as I said before, you can definitely use whatever you want to. So let's make a couple of these little flowers. So I've just again used my 10 by 10 papers to do this. We are going to flip it over, and we're literally going to roll across the back of the petals like so. This is so quick to do. This is why these are great for stash busting. They're great if you just want to craft something and you don't know what you want to do. They're great if you've only got 5 minutes and you want to do something really, really quickly, and you can really quickly build your stash of these. So now we'll flick it back over, and we're literally just push in the middle, and I'm literally just twisting this. I'm not even rolling it, I'm literally just twisting like so. Then we're going to grab a Nouveau drop. I'm going to go for the glitter ones because I actually think that looks really, really pretty. Squeeze that straight into the centre. And there we go. How beautiful is that? So let's do another one. We'll leave that to dry. We'll do this other one really quickly. So we'll roll it across the back, and then we'll kind of doing the widest point of the petal and upwards. I'm not going down towards the base. You don't have to use the palm of your hand. If you've got the special foam, you could use that. You could use fun foam. If you don't want to hold them in your hands, you could, you know, a mouse mat. Do mouse mats still exist? Whatever you have, you just need something soft when you're rolling the ball tool. Then we're going to go into the middle again. So this is great for using your stash up as well, because if you have a particular colour Nouveau drop you don't use a lot of, you can definitely put it in the middle. You don't have to use Nouveau drops. You could use gems, you could use little round balls. There are so many things you can put in the middle of flowers. You can even buy the proper flower stamens from many a craft store, AliExpress. They're all over the place. If you're particularly clever, you could probably make them yourself. But I quite like Nouveau drops in the middle of mine. So there you go. That is those ones. Really, really pretty. Next we're going to make this one here. So for this one we need 2 separate die cut pieces. So I have 2 pieces of paper here. The first thing we're going to do is pop some glue just in the middle of the paper. And we're going to put this one on top. Now when we put this one on, we don't want to see any space between the different petals. So we're just going to put that on there like that. We can very carefully push slightly in the middle. I'm not going to do a lot, just a tiny little bit of pressure. Like that. And then we're going to bring in this. So this is actually from my flower punch board. If you don't have one of these, you could probably use a quilling tool or maybe a small pencil. And all we're going to do is start shaping these leaves. So do the bottom ones and the top ones. The top ones need to be a little bit more pronounced than the bottom ones. I'm just going to work our way around doing all of those. Just like that, and then we're going to just give it another tiny little press in the middle like that. Now the one in the shop had 3 small pearl balls in the center, but those balls look like they'd fall off really quickly, so I thought instead of using balls, let's get the white Nouveau drops out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to put 3 small drops in the center of my flower. There we go. How pretty is that? So that's that one, and now we're going to do this one. I think this is probably one of my favourites. So we're going to be sticking with this die from the Sunflower Papercraft Society box, and again we need 2 pieces. Now this is extremely similar to the last flower, so we're going to start off by putting those 2 pieces together with a little dab of glue in the middle, and we'll lay these on top of each other. Now if you get a gap between these ones, doesn't matter so much, because this is going to be really shaped in the middle. So let's start shaping this one. And then we grab our shaping tool back in and we start working on the petals again. Once we've done them all, we're going to really press into the middle of this flower. Like that. And then the one in the shop had 1 single pearl ball on it, so that's what we're going to do with this one. And I've actually gone for a medium-sized pearl ball this time. So again, we will put some glue in the center of the flower and then just drop the pearl ball on the top and leave it to dry. shape the flower around a little pearl ball. And how pretty is that? As soon as that's dry, I can shape the leaves a little bit more. And there you have it. Those are the finished flowers. I think they all look really, really pretty. So it just goes to show that in a really, really short space of time, you're able to create really beautiful flowers that you can put into your stash to use at a later date, like you would shop-bought ones, but without having to spend £3 to get them. It also enables you to do something crafty when you're not sure what you want to sit and craft, and use your stash up, and maybe even grab out supplies that you haven't used for a long, long time. And don't be limited by what you put in the centre of these flowers. You can put gems in there, you can put nouveau drops in there, you can put pearl balls in there, you can put these little doofers in there. There's so much you can put in the centre of the flower. If you go through your stash and have a look, I think you'll be surprised at exactly what you have got that you could put in the middle of a flower. Not to mention the hundreds of thousands of gems that we all seem to have in abundance. And with regards to the flowers themselves, when you're die cutting them, don't just think you have to use 10 by 10 paper pads. You can grab your scraps out and use your coloured cardstock scraps up. You can grab your white cardstock scraps out, and you can grab out your normal paper pad size scraps as well and use those to die cut. Really, the world is your oyster with this little crafty exercise. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know what you think of my flowers in the comments below and whether you're going to be giving it a go. As I said, for an hour or so watching Netflix and making some flowers, you can save yourself quite a lot of money and have something really beautiful to show at the end of it. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd absolutely love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and help my channel grow. And if you have enjoyed today's video or found it useful, please also remember to hit the thumbs up button. I will be back soon with more videos. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.